Hey, welcome back to Grandpa KC. But today we're going to be talking about how to cut your energy cost and maintain your appliances so that they can give you some long life. Particularly, we're going to be working on today the refrigerator. As you may have remembered, the early days when refrigerators used to have their condenser coils on the back. Let's get into that. As you remember, many years ago, and still on some refrigerators, they put the condenser coils on the back of the refrigerator. And that made them easy to maintain and easy to clean. But unfortunately today, with a lot of refrigerators, you have to get into and take off the back. And in some cases, you have to take off or open the front panel, or at least have a brush to get in there to clean out those condenser coils. And I'm going to talk about what that is. So we're going to be doing two refrigerators today. I'm going to show you two different brands, a Whirlpool and a GE, slightly different procedures in getting it done. And what you're going to need is a refrigerator clean brush, some compressed air, a vacuum cleaner, okay, and a mask to cover your face while you're doing this. So let's get into that right now.
Welcome back to the channel. This is Grandpa Casey. Today I have to clean out the grills. Time for maintenance on my refrigerators. One's my Whirlpool, one's my GE. They're slightly different. One has a front grill that you're going to have to clean. One has both, doesn't have that front grill, but both you'll have to take off the rear panel and clean and vacuum out and clean that. And we'll get into that right now. One of the things you're going to need, of course, is they're called either refrigerator brushes or dryer brushes. Basically, they're small, they're thin, and they have some where they hook up to your vacuum cleaner directly. You'll need a light and, of course, a 1/4-inch driver. Now, the most important thing, and I will repeat over and over again, is to turn out the plug. Unplug the refrigerator during this procedure. It is critical for a lot of reasons, but most importantly, when you're cleaning it by the fan, should the refrigerator turn on and that fan start to turn, you could break the blades of that cooling fan. And once you've done that, you are in trouble. And the most important thing is protection for yourself. Put on a mask. You don't know what dust has collected there, whether it be regular dust, insect excrement, rodent excrement, or even some mold might be in there. And you want to, as you're cleaning, don't want any of that getting into your lungs. So let's get started.
As you can see, as long as you have the right refrigerator brush and it was just thin, can get into those grills, you're basically scrubbing them off and getting all the dust and all the excrement and everything off them and cleaning them, and then giving a good vacuuming inside. Same thing in the front, and then returning the panel. Let me go into the Whirlpool one. Slightly different, more important.
Like I said, is to turn off the power. Unplug the refrigerator. Like I said, the most important reason is because if the fan comes on while you're cleaning it, you could break the fan blades, and that would be a disaster. And the other thing, of course, is you don't want to get a shock. Should there be a loose connection, a loose wire, anything like that, Now let's take a look at this one. You can see the grills back in here. Not too bad. But then again, like I said, if you take care of your refrigerator and clean it periodically, you're not going to get that much of a buildup. But I've seen refrigerators in a dusty environment where they are really, really, really bad.
Now, of course, very similar. One thing you did notice that this refrigerator has an ice maker, and you see the tubing coming back. It is important that when you're putting the cover back on, if you noticed when I was going to take it off, whoever installed this never attached the tube that comes from the refrigerator and had it screwed in its mount. So it was just sitting out there. And that's a warning sign right there, because that's a solid tube. And if you're pulling that refrigerator out to clean it or doing anything to it, that tube can bend and break off because it's plastic. So be aware that, make sure that whoever installs your refrigerator, or if you're doing this maintenance, that you secure that refrigerator access point back to the refrigerator. That's important. Now we're going to go to the front of the refrigerator. And this is where a lot of people miss it, because a lot of people go back in the back and clean it. But a lot of refrigerators today, the intake is in the front. So we're going to go look at the Whirlpool one, and I want to show you what it looked like when I pulled the cover off. Even though it looked good in the back, it wasn't so good in the front. So as you can see right here, surprisingly, this was pretty clogged. And that's going to affect the efficiency of the refrigerator. So this is going to put a tremendous strain on the condenser motor. Which a lot of people don't realize is that several years ago, the condenser motors that were made in refrigerators lasted forever. They had a steel or aluminum impeller in there that did the compression, that compressed the gas and made everything work fantastic. But because refrigerators were lasting forever, they made a change. They took out that aluminum impeller and replaced it with a plastic or nylon impeller. Well, it does work, but it's subject to strain. And that is what we're talking about here. If you don't clean those coils once a year on a regular basis, especially at the summertime, that's going to put a tremendous strain on your refrigerator. But it goes to the point of people putting their refrigerator in garages where it's 100 degrees, and it's putting a tremendous strain on that refrigerator to keep cooling. But that is another subject unto itself. So what basically you need to be aware is you need to keep these coils clean. And they're usually in the front. Some of them you can get to them really easy because of their opening, or there's a panel where you have two screws. Some of them you have to pop it off. But if you can't get to it, I'm going to show you in the next video how you can get in there and brush it, and get to this. It'll take you a little work, but you can get it done. But the reward is that you're going to reduce your energy bills. You're going to increase the life of your refrigerator, because that impeller won't be stressed, won't be hurt, won't be bent, and won't break because you failed to clean it. So either you do it yourself, or you have somebody come in professionally and do it. Let me show you what I did instead.
Now, unfortunately, I got through putting everything back, and I realized record didn't work. But I wanted to show you, at least you see, where this grill is. On some refrigerators, they have the grill here as an intake vent. Now, if you don't know how to take this off, or you can't figure out how to take it off, you can just take the brush and go in here and clean out this vent. And it is a good idea to do it. You see I'm getting a considerable amount of dust coming out. And this is a good idea to get rid of and unclog this vent. Normally I would take this off. But this is a good example that you can get in here and remove and clean out the dust that's in here as much as you can. And you can see already, this is some of the stuff that's coming out.
Well, I hope this information has been helpful for you. Grandpa Casey always wants to share information on how to, especially now with energy costs becoming so high. I'm going to be showing you some other tips on some other appliances in the near future. I've got them on the drawing board and how to record them. Don't forget to use our Amazon links on the products I told you about. Don't forget to give us a like, share, and subscribe. Grandpa wants to hear from you, so put that in the comments. And don't forget to comment on the channel. What was most important for you? What did you learn today? And what other videos would you like to see? Grandpa KC has a bunch of videos on how-to, product reviews, and tech news. Check it all out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe again. Grandpa loves you, and you be blessed.